Hello, my dearest friends, and welcome. I am VERAH ORHOBOR. The other day I shared with you from the book Who Will Cry When You Die by Robin Sharma. At the beginning of the book, it starts with a quote by Norman Cousins, and he says, "The tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside of us while we live." So many times, people think that the greatest tragedy in life is that somebody exits this planet. That's not the greatest tragedy of life. The greatest tragedy in life is that a man is still alive and he doesn't know why. Somebody made a statement that there are two great days in the life of a man: the day the man was born and the day he finds out why he was born. In chapter 1 of this book, he talks about discovering your calling. He says, "When I was growing up, my father said something to me I will never forget. Son, when you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice." He talks about the fact that many times, even though a man is still walking around doing stuff, many times inside that man, all his dreams, all his aspirations are all dead. And my dear, the day you lose your dreams and aspirations, that actually is the day that you died. And if you allow that to happen to you, you know what will happen? There will be no one to cry when you die, because life is made of such dreams. When Martin Luther King Jr. began to stand up and to say, "I have a dream, I have a dream," now he immortalized his name by the fact that he dared to live by his dream. My dearest friend, the real question is, who will cry when you die? I ask it respectfully, to be honest. How many lives will you touch while you have the privilege to walk on this planet? What impact will your life have on the generations that follow you? And what legacy will you leave behind after you have taken your last breath? One of the lessons I have learned in my own life is that if you don't act on life, life has a habit of acting on you. That's incredible. If you don't act on life, life has this very sneaky habit of acting on you. The days slip into weeks, the weeks slip into months, and the months slip into years. Pretty soon, it's all over. And you are left with nothing more than a heart filled with regrets over a life half lived. Oh, just think about it, my dearest friend. On your deathbed, thinking back on how you lived your life, only to discover that it was a life that was half-lived. A life that was half-lived. He further writes this. He said, George Bernard Shaw was asked on his deathbed, "What would you do if you could live your life over again?" He reflected, then replied with a deep sigh, "I would like to be the person I could have been, but never was." Oh my God. I would like to be that person that I could have been, but I never was. My dear friends, who is that person that you could be? And right now, you are not that person. What are those things that are in your heart? Those dreams, those challenges, those things that put fire in your bones. Do you know that leaving those things undone is actually living your life half and half? I don't want you to get to the end of your life to find out that it was just a life half-lived. A life half-lived. Now, this is what he says, that many times people ask him questions and they're asking him, why he does the things he does. He said, "My answer always begins the same way. Find your calling." I believe we are all I believe we all have special talents that are just waiting to be engaged in a worthy pursuit. We are all here for some unique purpose, some noble objective that will allow us to manifest our highest human potentials, while we, at the same time, add value to the lives around us. There is so much that the Creator has invested in you that you are supposed to use, to invest, to make life meaningful. My dear friend, that's the stuff of which life is made. That you engage the potentials that have been deposited in you by the Creator of the universe, the God who made you, and you engage life. You engage life. So I want to say today, who will cry when you die? What is that unique calling that you are supposed to pursue with your life? The greatest tragedy is not that a person dies. The greatest tragedy that a man is alive and he doesn't know why. And he concluded the chapter by a quote by Mahatma Gandhi, that you be the change that you wish to see most in your world. And once you do that, your life will change. My dearest friend, even as the year begins to run to a close, I want you to ask yourself, are you living life optimally, or are you just barely existing? Think about it. I'll talk about chapter 2 tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.